you? I keep asking how are you, and then I feel awkward about it, but you know what, we're leaving it in. Those lines, I don't know if you can see them, but there's like flickering lights, and I have tried to fix it. I assume it's just the light bulb doing magic things, so please forgive it. You're just going to have to ignore it. I can't turn the lights off. But hi, I'm Taffy. You can just call me Taffy. Honestly, I was about to do something like fancy, but like, I mean, I'm feeling awkward already. I want to be here, but I don't want to be here. Anyway, this was going to be a gaming video, and then I realized I don't like playing games while talking about playing games. It's just way too awkward for me. So instead, you are going to be subjected to my eminent musings, just fantastic thoughts. Okay, so I have a project. I have a knitting and crochet project. I'm going to do a cosplay. I say I'm going to, not like I plan, but like I'm going to, like by fire, by force. Come 2022, that cosplay has to happen. That light. Anyway, if you can't see it, it's awkward. But if you can see it, can we be irritated together? Anyway, yes. So I have decided I'm going to do a Harley Quinn cosplay. I'm wondering if I should put. I'll put a picture of Harley. And so I'm trying to I want to go all out. Anyway, yes. So the plan is to make a pair of shorts, red and black shorts, a top. I'm not sure what top. I keep looking for like top patterns, and I'll find some, and then I'll get like really disenchanted. Is that the word? I won't be interested in it anymore. It's not. No, it's really hard to find tops, especially when your budget is like free for patterns. So I'm trying to find a top pattern that I like. I've got one that I kind of like ish. I'm not really sure about it because again I keep changing my mind. But yeah, we're gonna do that. And my really the idea I'm really excited about is I have decided I'm going to do a cardigan. Sorry, my brain went somewhere else. I'm not sure. Like, I keep seeing, because to me, I'm like, oh, it's a sweater, right? And then you go online looking for sweater patterns, and like this sweater is like the full body thing. And what I'm looking for is apparently called a cardigan. And I have never, before now, had to like differentiate between things, because everything's like, oh, get a sweater, get a jersey, like, you know. But yes, so the plan is to, because I've already done the shorts, hey, I'm going to have to redo them, not completely, but they're right here. If you'd like to see the progress I have made, I am making, sorry it's a bit tangled because I keep my things in a state of chaos, but yes. These are the shorts. As you can see, I'm still. This is the side, hey. Which one is the front? Which one is the back? I think that's the back. That's the front. These are the sides. The sides are open because there's a whole ruler in there. The sides are open because it was the pattern I was using. I'll obviously put a link to that pattern because, like, your godsend. But the pattern I was using was supposed to have like ribbons on the side, and there was another way to make it like without the ribbons. I don't know why I think because I hadn't finished watching the video before I started the project. And so I didn't realize I could go like without. No, I think I really wanted the ribbons. Now that I think about it, it was only later on I realized that I didn't need the ribbons. So yeah, that's why the sides are open. They're not perfect. I tried to follow the pattern as closely as possible, obviously incorporating the like double colors, but yes. So the one thing I am excited about is the cardigan pattern. The cardigan pattern. You know, I'm making a lot of mistakes for something I have planned not to edit, because like I'm like, oh, I want it to be natural. I want everyone to go on my journey with as minimal editing as possible. And then I just like have brain farts. It's fantastic. But yes, so the plan is because I hit a roadblock where why did I want a cardigan? I think because Cape Town is cold. And I was like, I'm not going to be walking around in a tiny little crop top. I also don't like crop tops. And all the cute top patterns I find are some version of crop top. And I'm like, no, I don't want. So I was like, oh, put a sweater on top and it will keep you warm. Because I don't like being cold. And I was like, oh, I'll use a really thick yarn so that it's nice and thick, obviously. So yes, that was where the plan for the sweater came from. And the problem is Harley has two colors, and in most of her outfits, the colors have equal distribution in her outfits, yeah? So I'm like, okay, so if I'm doing a cardigan, which color am I going to use? Because I didn't really want to do like half and half, like split down the middle like the shorts. And I didn't want like one color being like the main color, because I'm like, I feel like that goes against who Harley Quinn is, like just generally. In my mind, maybe you have a different opinion on that, but to me, it's wrong to do that. So yes. So then, how did I even find it? I think I was like looking on, I swear I don't know how I found it, but I was on YouTube. And I found, oh yes, I know how I found it. So what I wanted to do was, like, okay, let's say if I picked like red as the main color, hey? I was like, okay, we'll do like a red background, and then in the middle, I've drawn a picture, but I wanted to make this picture special. But like, I guess I could use this picture anyway. I mean, I drew it for a reason. Okay, so let's say black is the main color. And also, before I show you this, I have spent a lot of time coloring. I forgot that I could just do it in like Microsoft Paint or something. So please show some appreciation. The amount of time I spent coloring this picture and drawing it and using a ruler for it, it's the fact that I had to use a ruler, because I was supposed to like just like freehand it on like plain paper, and my perfectionist brain was like, no, that is not going to happen. You're not going to just. It was a lot. I drew like 3 separate drafts and was really irritated with how it looked. Before I was just like, okay, fine, get squared paper, get a ruler. Like, it had to happen. Anyway, yes. So I drew the picture, and this is, it actually looks really cool. I don't know why I was feeling shy. So that blank bit is supposed to be black, right? But I just wanted to show that the diamonds, so it's going to be like 3 diamonds, right? But it's basically 3 diamonds that have the sort of symmetry as if they were part of like one whole diamond, and they've just like been broken up, hey? So that's why that, if you can imagine the blank one is red, and then all the red diamonds are connected, you can kind of see like the concept I was going for, right? Like, it's supposed to be, initially it was one big diamond, and then we broke it up into like 3, and remove the other like corner diamond sort of thing. I'm pretty sure there is a picture of Harley with the same like diamond motif thing. So basically, imagine that's black now because 3 little diamonds, beautiful symmetry. Yes, okay. And what I wanted was, so on the cardie I would say, okay, at the back we'll have a huge black panel with the diamonds. And I was like, okay, how do I put diamonds on my... I was going to crochet it because there's a channel that does really nice crochet stuff, and there's a channel that does really nice crochet stuff, and I saw them do a really pretty like bomber jacket, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. But it was, that's the thing, I don't think it was like a complicated like stitch pattern, but so I tried to learn to like put color work on crochet, so like crochet with like 2 different colors, not necessarily like the shorts, because obviously those are 2 different colors, yeah, but like using kind of like drawing with 2 different colors, hey, like putting a picture in my crochet. And I've done Fair Isle knitting before, so the concept between like Fair Isle knitting and tapestry crochet is kind of similar to me, because I've done you do the whole like carry the yarn and basically carry the yarn, and then it creates color work, right? Because on one stitch you crochet with your main color, and then on the corresponding or the necessary stitches you switch colors. It didn't work. I tried multiple times. I don't even think I even have like the draft. It was so annoying, so annoying to do. And the reason it was annoying is because I couldn't get it. Like, you know, it's like I get it, but it doesn't look perfect, and it doesn't look like I can perfect it. That's my one thing. It's like if it's difficult, but I can see like, okay, I get the concept, and with practice I can do it, I'm like, cool, I'll stick with that. But if it's something like, you know, where it's like I've tried and I don't know where I'm going wrong, that's like that, like, you know, it's just irritating me, because I'm like, bro, can I get to my cardigan? I want to leave the planning phase. I say that as if I ever leave the planning phase. I have never in my life left the planning phase. So crochet was a bit of a bust, and I was looking for how to do like color work knitting. So like I said, I've done Fair Isle knitting. Yeah, where's that hat? I don't know where that hat is, so I can't show you. Maybe if I find it, I'll take a picture. But yeah, I've done it before. I used the wrong yarn and needle, so it looks a bit wonky, but you can kind of see that, oh, there's a bit of a shape here. If I find the picture, I'll show you. So yes, what else? Oh yeah, so then there was another technique. It should be around here somewhere. No? Is that what we're saying? No, really? Oh no. Just give me a meaning. Well, it was literally right there. But because, you know, let's not discuss that. But yes, so there's another method that's called, what is it called? Duplicate stitch? I think it's called duplicate stitch, yeah. So it's basically, you get your finished knitted piece. I'm going to hide this bit. Finished knitted piece, and then come in with a needle and thread and put in the pattern that you want, right? So you'll have knitted so in this case, I knitted the pink bits, and then onto the pink fabric, I got a needle and the a needle and the black yarn, and following a pattern, came in and stitched that, right? Yeah. Now you can't see it. You cannot see it, but I don't like the texture of it. I don't like the feeling. It's very stiff on this part. Maybe it's because I'm using like DK yarn. And I didn't. It's like, that's the thing. You're following the shape of. Yeah, you're following the shape of the knits, hey? And how what am I gonna do? How do I show this? No. Okay, basically, if I take a better picture, I'll show you. But in your knits, because this is stockinette stitch. In stockinette stitch, the knit side has little V's, right? So the duplicate stitch is going to follow the little V's. You're going to like move the yarn along the V's, and I didn't like the way it looks, especially like up close. You can kind of see where it doesn't look complete. It looks like little V's, and I'm like, I don't really want little V's. To be honest, it doesn't look as bad now that looking at it on screen, like on my phone, it doesn't look that bad. But looking at it myself, it's irritating me, and also the fact that the texture, it's not my fave. I don't like it. But I mean, the diamond shape isn't. It's not bad. I really am my biggest hater, aren't I? Like I am a hater. That's not bad. Too bad. Anyway, so I didn't like that. I was not happy with that. And so the next technique that I looked up, that I found, was called Intarsia. And Intarsia is basically, you're putting the color in, you're doing color work at the same time as you're working it, right? It's like Fair Isle, as in you're doing it at the same time. It's unlike Fair Isle in that it looks better. Like, I don't like Fair Isle because Fair Isle, on the inside, because you've been carrying the yarns, if I find the hat, I'll put the picture. But when you turn it inside out, you can see all the tails, and it's like, no. I have never seen someone actually wear a Fair Isle garment, so I'm like, that's not how clothes are supposed to work. But I mean, that's just me. It's probably because like I'm kind of ignorant about like these things. Like it's, you can get like a lot done with Fair Isle. I think anyway. Like I've seen like really like intricate Fair Isle patterns, but it's not for me. I don't like. I really think it's like the tails. It's not tails. It's called, what are they? We're calling them tails. I think it's very unattractive. I just do not vibe with it. I don't. So also because now you have to like manage the tension with which you're like moving the tails. No. So anyway, so Intarsia, yes. So Intarsia is kind of like Fair Isle in that you're going to like attach. You're using, in this case, 2 skeins of yarn, but you use little bobbins. So you get a tiny, rather than you using the same skein of yarn like throughout, and you're carrying it to follow the other yarn, like the yarns follow each other, you say, let's say like this one, hey? So if you started this side, you're going to knit in pink, knit in pink, knit in pink. Let's do like in the center here. You're going to knit in pink and pink and pink. Then, because you're using like 1 skein of yarn, hey? Then now you need to put black. So you're going to like kind of like drop your pink-ish. Don't use this as an instructional video. I'm just trying to give an idea. Why I'm trying to... Don't worry. Anyway, so then you get your black yarn, knit with it, go, 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 go. You're not going to carry the pink yarn, because you need to start with pink this side, right? You're not going to carry the pink yarn. In Intarsia, you know, throughout this black patch, you would have carried the pink yarn behind. You don't do that in Intarsia. Did I say Intarsia the first time? In Fair Isle, you would have carried it in the back. In Intarsia, you've got your black. You dropped your pink here. You started with black. You're going to have a different pink yarn, and then you connect that different yarn and start this way. And so you have like little bobbins of yarn. So in this case, it would be like 2 separate bobbins of pink yarn. And so now you've got like 3 little balls of yarn, 1 pink, 1 black, 1 pink. Coming back this way, okay, you're starting with pink again, so obviously you just use pink. And pick up the black, go this side, pick up this first pink that you had, and go down that way. And it gets more complicated the more colors you have, but you know, you get the gist. So I thought that was really, like, you know, that's what I wanted. I was like, okay, cool, that works. While I was looking at those videos though, I found... What did I find? I found something. Double knitting. Oh my gosh, when I found out double knitting, like, I have that excitement was so tangible. I don't think I've ever been so excited for a project before, because so double knitting is basically where, let's say this pattern is, or let's say this was a double knit instead. Double knitting is basically you knitting kind of like 2 fabrics at the same time, right? And the nice thing about double knitting is you can do color work with it, and if you're knitting it like 2 in 1, it's like a reversible fabric. So, for example, no, I don't even want to use this one as my example. I want to use my fantastic drawing. So, okay. Like, I need to finish this project. Like, I am. Okay. So let's say this is the back of the cardie, hey? And it's remember, it's black here. So you've got a black background with red diamonds. With double knitting, you've got your black and red yarn going at the same time. At the end, what you're going to have is, on the front side, it's black in the background with red diamonds. When you turn it around, it's going to have a red background with black diamonds. And oh my gosh, when I found out I could do that, I was so excited. Because now I no longer have to worry about, oh, which color is going to be the main color. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to show favoritism to colors. As sane as that sounds, I don't want to show favoritism to colors. So now I can have like the best of both worlds. I could literally have a reversible jumper, and then because it's 2 fabrics in 1, it's like doubly thick, and I'm like, so I can have 2 fabrics in 1. We give equal opportunities to the colors, and then I get a thick sweater. Like, I mean. Whew. Like, when I found out that I could do it, like, it was even an option. I was so caught up in the euphoria. It was a very magical moment, and I knew it would be a very painful project, because and that excited me even more. Like, it's going to be, I've never made a cardigan before. I've never made something that big. I've only made, I think to date, the shorts would be like my biggest project. In terms of, yeah. So, obviously, it's going to be, it's like, blah, 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 sorry. It's going to be wild. I know from far it's going to be wild. But I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Well, I'm going to try to enjoy I'm going to try really hard to enjoy every minute of it because I just think it's so cool. But yes, so I tried a bit of, where is it? I tried a bit to try and do a diamond pattern. Where is it? I removed it for the sake of this video. I literally, okay, no? Yes, okay, I found it. Never mind. But I made a trial because I needed to see if I could actually do it. So, I made one diamond. Does that look bad? Like, no, ignore this bit. It's not. So obviously I haven't perfected the technique. This is my first try actually with double knit. Well done. My first double knitting. Well done. Good job. I did a good job. I dropped a stitch. Let me just. I haven't finished it because I got irritated. Because it's not perfect. It doesn't look all that good, but here it is. And so that would be like my pink side, and that's my yellow side. Yeah. Wow, that looks really unattractive with all the trailing yarns. Let me just hide that to make it look a little prettier. Just forget you saw any of that. Just pretend for both our sakes. We're gonna hide this one. So yeah, so that side and that side. This part. I need to learn how to do the sides, because this was one method that was recommended. Can you see? Yeah. Not no, I don't like the bottom edge. I love because like that technique. So it's like the colors don't bleed through. I don't even know if you can see it properly. I can't see it properly. There, it looks a little better. So, kind of like, because there's other ways of like casting on where the colors kind of like mix in with each other, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. So, yeah, it's the sides that I need to. There's another way of doing sides where it's supposed to like look like the cast on edge, where it's like the sides are like separate. And yeah, because this is not it. Like, look at that. Like, that's nasty. And I mean, no. These things. So luckily, I was able to do that. YouTube is a fantastic resource. Let me just small get on my soapbox about what a fantastic resource YouTube is, as I refuse to. You know, never mind. Anyway. Never mind. What does never mind mean? She says never mind and then decides she wants to continue the thought. But yes, okay, so that's kind of the plan. I want, I think this one is better defined. I don't know if I want longer diamonds, because I didn't like these ones because I felt like they were too even and boxy. Wow, it looks not as great up close. So anyway, what's that's shiny. Sorry, like if I think about something else, the thought disappears. It's like I almost said hawk moth, and I don't understand why I would say hawk moth. It vanishes. But anyway, guys, the thought has gone. Like, it's gone. Oh yes, I thought I wanted like longer, like the diamonds to be longer, so almost like, bear with me. I don't know if you can visualize it the way I'm visualizing, but like an isosceles diamond, not an equilateral diamond, but like a different, like a third. I'll just draw it, because even I don't understand what I'm saying. But I kind of wanted a diamond. That's shiny. That's not okay. Pull out the ruler. You know, I really wonder about the quality of this video. But you know what? I hope some of you can appreciate confused authenticity. Like that is, I hope you can accept that. So let me do a comparison. In fact, 3x3. I almost said I hope you can appreciate like a quirky video. Then I realized that I find quirky to that is my greatest fear, to be labeled as quirky. But if we're honest with each other, I think it is an apt description. And now I'm going to spend the next 3 days sad about that. But yes, okay. So ignore that one at the bottom, but those two, right? Those two. I kind of wanted that more than that, right? Because this one is, I don't know, I like the kind of the asymmetry about it, the symmetrical asymmetry. But I mean, I don't think I mind this as much. It's not as long as I want, and it's a bit too wide for me, but I don't think it's bad, especially considering this picture has the symmetrical symmetry. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. Well, because I was going to like look for more diamond patterns, and maybe I don't need to. Maybe. But yes, the reason for this video is because I was so excited. Okay, so I went to go get yarn. I went to the yarn store, and the yarn store I use I use 2 different ones depending on my location, because yeah, that's usually how stores work. So when I'm in South Africa, I use Habidash. I call everything a yarn store. Where I go get my yarn store is called a yarn. What? Where I go get my yarn is called a yarn store. So the one I use in South Africa is Habidash, and the one I use in Zambia is Crafters Quarter. So I'm in South Africa right now, and Google is such a liar. Like, so I looked up Habidash last night to kind of see if they would be open for, like, you know, the Christmas holiday. You don't want to be stranded. Doesn't Google come and say, yeah, no, closed permanently? And I'm like, are you like, you know, I was so hurt, like, because the plan was kind of to go on Monday, but after that statement, I was like, nah, chief, we're not risking it. I had to see for myself. I was like, no, it can't be. The good news is, the fantastic news is, it is not closed. We rebuke the devil. Like it. But yes, so I went into Habidash, and I wanted, maybe I should show you the yarn first, and then we'll get into it. So I'll leave it in the plastic bag so that it's like a nice Christmas gift, and then we can unwrap it together. What's in the bag? So this is the wine color, and when I say I am so excited, because this is the most yarn I've ever bought, like, at once, because all the yarn that I do, like, I buy yarn, I buy, I buy, that reminds me of, like, Pixar, A Bug's Life, when they were doing the bloopers. Anyway, yes, I buy yarn, like, one ball at a time. I think the most, like, multiple skeins of yarn I bought is, like, 2. Because, like, I'm usually budget yarning, hey? Because some of us have castle. It's really wild. It's a sad situation to have castle for yourself. But, so today I went in, especially because this is such a large project, and the interesting thing about when you're doing a pattern that's 2-in-1, you need double the fabric. So, at least that's my understanding, is kind of like double the amount of yarn you would use for, like, the one side of the cardigan. If you, like, you understand. I know you do. Trust you. But, yeah. So, yes. That's true. Guys, ow, okay. I am so excited about this. I don't think it's enough, because the person at the store, when I was asking, like, how much would I need for a cardi, and he was like, because he was like, okay, for, like, a man's size, or, like, what size, and I was like, okay, to be safe, right, because I want to get more yarn. The one thing I don't want is to run out and then not be able to replace and replenish. I don't want to be, like, stuck, hey? I feel like that would break my heart. Like, I actually get really, really, really freaked out when I think, like, oh, what if you run out of yarn? And I'm like, no, guys. So anyway, he was like, oh, 6. But I think that's all the chunky they had in those colors. In the wine, I think they had more black, but not. That's all the wine they had. And also, my budget was not going to allow more. I stayed within my budget. I was actually really proud of myself. It was a bit of an accident. It was a happy accident, because the cost of what they had available was under the cost of my budget. So that was nice. I still stayed within my budget. I could have bought other things. But there was so much drama when I went into that store. I was the drama. I was absolutely the drama, because at first I was going to turn this into a whole, like, little vlog where I take a video of, like, me going into the store, and then I felt shy. I knew I felt shy. And part of the video, I even knew I was going to be like, yeah, I'm going to spend 3 hours in the store fighting with. Yes, I did, in fact, spend 3 hours in the store fighting with myself. Maybe not 3 hours, but, like, definitely a very long time. So what happened was, my plan, in all my infinite wisdom, was to get Seriously Chunky. Which, do I want to open it? I'm not opening that. But Seriously Chunky is quite thicker than that. I've only ever knitted with double knit, and so double knit is thinner than chunky, right? So, quick crash course in a lesson that I was learning yesterday on YouTube. But so double knit is thinner than chunky. Chunky is thinner than Seriously Chunky, and these are charity yarns, so they're obviously called different things for different brands. And I so agonized on YouTube last night and the night before, just looking at different videos of, like, explaining what yarn I should use, because I have bought a lot of yarn as well, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to get it wrong, and then I buy like 62 balls of yarn. But I bought what I bought, and I actually trust the person who was helping me. Um, it's always nice when the person running the store seems to know what they're talking about. It gives confidence. But yes, I really, because this project has been in my mind for like how many months now? 3 or 2, right? Max 3, absolute minimum. Not even 2. I think I thought about this in like October, maybe. Or September. Yeah, actually, I think September. Okay, I don't know, between those months. Okay, you just believe that 2 or 3 months, some months have passed. So I've been, in my mind, I've been like, okay, I've had this idea. So when you've had an idea for a while, but okay, this is the material I'm going to use, and this is what it's going to look like. Then you go into the shop and they don't have, guys, especially because I'd asked before, right? Because I didn't really know how long I was going to stay in Zambia, so I didn't really relish going in. So I asked for Chalimo. I was like, hello, what yarns are there? And they had the black, but they didn't have the wine at Crafters Corner. So I was like, look, okay, fine. If they don't have it, let me go get for Chalimo at Happy Dash, because like then it doesn't matter when I'm coming back to South Africa. So yes, so I went. And they didn't have it either. Y'all. You know when my life was over? Like, for a hot 10 minutes, my life was, it wasn't even 10 minutes. Didn't I spend like 30 minutes just agonizing? Okay, I don't know how long I spent. Okay, I feel like 30 minutes is excessive, but also knowing who I am, I don't think it's excessive at all. So, So yeah, went in. I'm like, do you have seriously chunky? They did not have it in wine. And then I saw cherry red. The color cherry red is so pretty. It's because the reason why I didn't want red yarn was because the red yarn looks a bit orange to me, and I'm like, no, I don't like. I simply did not vibe with it. And if there was cherry yarn in DK, I would have bought it. But also the wine, I think the wine looks really good as well. Like, it's a bit winey. It's, if you're looking at it wrong, it looks dark, but when you actually work with it, it looks quite bright, and I like the contrast of it. So like, I'm not even complaining. Like, as much as I got really excited about cherry red, because they had cherry red in like mega chunky. Mega chunky is huge. But I didn't get mega chunky because what was I going to do with mega chunky, maybe I could have made, who knows? I could have done like a nice chunky, but it's like one of those things where I want my sweater to be thick, but I also don't want to be carrying around a cheap blanket, just moving around with a cheap guza. I think my battery is low. Yeah, my battery was at 4%. My phone didn't warn me, so you heard it here first. My phone doesn't love me. It doesn't want to see me flourish. So where was I? I think I was talking about how there was no seriously chunky. I firmly believe everyone is just as wise as I am and really wants that yarn. So I had a bit of a crisis because, again, I do convince myself. Like, if I want something, and I convince myself I want something, I want it. Wow, that light. Okay, I hope the light is not as bright anymore. If the angle is weird, it's because I'm doing some interesting sorcery with angles. But yes, so I had a small crisis because, again, they didn't have what I had decided I needed. And so they had chunky rather than seriously chunky. And to be honest, I don't see the difference between like chunky and DK yarn. Like it looks the same. The thickness is. Let me open it and actually, because maybe I'm just a problem. And if the sound of the plastic is annoying, I apologize. Like, look at that strand. I don't have a new skein of DK, so we're going to use my old skein, which is nearly, okay, so this is one strand of DK. If it could focus. The light is a bit off, isn't it? Let's do a comparison, shall we? Nah. So the top one is chunky, the bottom one is DK. I think it's only like a marginal difference. Yeah, I don't think it's... So you see why I had a crisis, hey? Because I'm like, that's not as... Because seriously was seriously chunky. I mean, you might say like seriously is excessively chunky, but I think for the project, because again, I don't want it to take like 15 years, and like, you know, the thinner your yarn, kind of the longer it will take ish. But again, given the timeline I was on, they were really nice, and they made the offer. They were like, okay, look, you know, we can put in an order for you, but it's literally just the fact that like I'm on a time crunch. I'm supposed to be leaving, so you know, I can't afford the wait for it. And yeah, so they kind of encouraged me and said, look, you know, you can basically saying seriously chunky is, it's kind of excessively thick, and probably best to go for chunky, especially for a cardi. Again, I wanted a really thick cardigan, so I was feeling like, no, you're trying to keep me from my really thick cardigan, but also like, what other option was there? Like, you know, like now that I sit and think about it, I'm like, you really agonized over that for a long time, and I didn't really think about like, you know, well, it's not an option, because I was trying to find an option. And the thing is, I don't think it's bad, right? It's just that I had my mind set on seriously, and like that, like, you know, it's like, it felt like that was it. It felt like my life was over and the project was dead. But there's lots of patterns that use yarn of the like chunky weight, or maybe not, but like they use yarn that recommends like 5mm hooks, and this recommends a 5mm hook. No. Ooh, yeah, this recommends a 4 to 5mm, 4.5 to 5.5mm knitting needle, right? So, and I was avoiding those patterns, and I was so irritated by those patterns, because I'm like, no, the hook that I'm using is 8mm. I even carried my 7mm, my 8mm, and my 9mm in my bag so that I would go to that store, because again, I've never used seriously or chunky, and I was going to go to the store, buy one seriously chunky, knit like a swatch with it, see if I liked the swatch, and then if I did, buy more. If I didn't, buy the chunky. That was the plan. That plan broke down because, obvious reasons, there was no Um, so so here we are. So I'm. I'll be honest. When it comes to hobbies, I spend money, and then I never do things with it. Like for example, this mic. I walked into town um, for hours. That day I walked for hours, and I shelled out to get the mic and to get like a sound card because I was like, my YouTube channel. This is the first time like I'm actually like, well, no, not really the first time, but like okay, the second time. This is the second time I'm using it, so it's like a lot of my hobbies like kind of fall by the wayside. But I'm really like glad. I'm glad I found knitting, um, and crochet. Like it's annoying sometimes, but you know, it's fun. I enjoy it, so it's good. And um, I kind of had to, cause I was discouraged. Hey, um, I really was discouraged. Uh, and I kind of also like was feeling nervous about buying like so many balls of yarn, because again, max 2 balls of yarn, and today I went and shelled out for 10. So it kind of it was nerve wracking, right? Because it's that's money, guys. We don't play with money. But it felt wrong, kind of, which I don't think it should, right? That's the one thing I know is like, bro, you're not gonna take it with you. And the problem with some of us is I'm gonna eat it, right? If I don't spend it, I am going to eat it. Like, so it's like there's a lot of guilt associated with like not saving. I'm like, no, but this is money that I could invest. But I'm also like, I want a sweater, and so this is something that I had to kind of like tell myself, because I'm always seeing, when you follow lots of like crafters and you see their like craft rooms, and they've got a whole wall of like yarn and like material and things, and I'm always like it's my dream. It's my dream. Like I really, really, really want. Like that's just what I want here. Like I want a wall of yarn. I just because I think to me that like represents freedom, because it means I can just like start on a project no matter what. But anyway, so I think this was kind of an investment in that, like kind of getting my mind to it, because at some point I was just like, bro, you want a wall of yarn, and you're tripping over yarn you budgeted for, mind you, right? Like you like the money was set aside specifically for the yarn, and now we're having doubts because, well, it's not exactly the specifications I want, and what if it's a waste? So yeah, I'm actually very proud of myself that I was able to actually get it. Of course, now this makes it seem like I'm saying, oh no, don't invest, or you don't have you do. Financial freedom is a very big deal. But for me and my very specific issues around spending money on myself, that yes. Anything else? So I'm not sure exactly what the rest of the cardi will look like. I know what the back looks like, obviously, with the diamonds. I want to put pockets on both. Okay, so my idea is, so it's going to be reversible, right? And this is why I'm saying this project is going to kill me. I rebuke the devil, but like it's going to be a lot, because I'm like, okay, it's going to be reversible. I want pockets on my cardi, so I'm going to have like pockets on both sides, like both the inside and the outside. Oh, maybe I could. So like on the red side, so basically on the like the when I say red side, I mean like red background, and then black side, black background, right? So we understand each other. So on the red side, I have like a black pocket. Oh, maybe with a little red trim. Oh, maybe. And then on the black side, have a little red pocket. I was thinking of basically having like 4 pockets, basically. So 2 on the front, 2 on the so basically when you're wearing it, 2 on your front, and then 2 on the inside, like facing out. And then when you can turn it in, that's also a pocket. I'm not sure how that would work. So maybe instead I could do like a pocket on the... It would always be on the right, wouldn't it? Because if I do a pocket on the right, So I've done a pocket. Do I have to stand? I've done a pocket on the right? And okay, let's say this is the red side, black pocket on the right. Turn it, and then like in the inside, I've said red side, black pocket, front. In the inside, there's the red pocket on the black side. Turn it inside out, because when you turn it inside out, no, I don't think the sides change. Yeah, because I was thinking, oh, when you turn it inside out, the left becomes the right, but I actually don't think that's true. Yeah. So I think depending on when or what side you wear it on, the pocket size will change. Do I want that sort of asymmetry? I feel like 1 pocket. I feel like it could work. It could work. Rather than, because I don't think the like 4 pockets is realistic. Like with the pockets like kind of like touching each other. Even putting the pockets, I'm not sure how I would do that because I don't want the thread to bleed through. But we'll try it. Like, I mean, duh, that's what we're here to do. We're here to try. Hey, it could. Sorry, my mind, it works like fast. I say that. Yes, I'm a genius. You didn't know? So yeah, that's basically... Oh yes, and then... So I'm wondering if I should do ribbing in... So like black background with red ribbing. But I think that will be too much. So I think just the same color ribbing. Yeah, I think that's better. I mean, I'll try it. I also want to do buttons because I want to be able to close it. So I'm going to try to learn and see if I can do double knit buttons and how it will work, because what I don't want is you close the button and then you can see the other side. Like, there's a small complication in my mind with that, that I'm going to see if I can fix it. But yeah, that's basically the project report. Maybe I'll attach a picture of me in the shorts. I don't know if I want to, because I don't like the way they're looking right now. And I feel shy to ask. That's that's my toxic trait, is I know that I need advice, and then I'm like, I'll figure it out myself. They don't look... They look a lot. So I'm going to... I've like frogged these shorts and redone them and frogged them and redone them so many times, to the point where the last time I was just like, you know what, whatever. But now I'm feeling more charitable to them. So probably will try again, because again, small perfectionist. Because it's like one of those things where if I can do it well, right? If I can do it well, I might as well do it well. Like, if I know I've made a mistake, then it's wild, because that needs to be... I feel conscious, because people are like, no, I don't even see it. What's wrong with it? And I'm like, bro, I can see it. I see it in my dreams. I see, like, it's the most obvious thing to me. Which may not be the most healthy thing sometimes. I feel like I feel like I have a healthy dose of perfectionism, in that if it's something that I can't fix, then wild. But if it's something that I can fix, I'm not just going to leave it, right? Like, right? So it's not sort of like beating yourself up unrealistically. It's kind of like, I don't like the way that mistake looks. There's so many works that I've done where there is a small like mistake, and I'm like, that's between me and the garment. Like, it's fine. Like, it's like I'm not undoing the whole thing for one small stitch. Okay, it depends on this. Okay, it really depends on the stitch and what it's looking like. But if it can be invisible, right? Like, unless you're going searching for it, then then it's fine. So yes. Final thoughts. Obviously, I say obviously, but I just really wanted to say, if you're in Zambia and you're looking for craft things, well, I say Zambia, but like Lusaka mostly. Crafters Corner. I love it there. I love it there a lot. They have everything. Like, they've got what? Obviously yarn, needles, crochet hooks, darning needles. I got my darning needles from them actually. Fastenings for like jewelry, beads. I don't know about twine. But they've got like nylon threads and like threads in general. I don't know about like sewing threads. It's a vibe. Like, even just go chill. Obviously, like, go chill with like COVID in mind, so don't like just go chill. But like, go check it out if you haven't seen it. I say this as if like, but who knows? Maybe you haven't seen it. Like, why am I doubting myself? If in Cape Town, however, Happy Dash is really great. They also have the same. They have more like, what are those things? Materials, like those ones for clothes ish. It's a haberdashery, like, so they've got lots of like fabric. Yes, fabric. And I think I don't want to claim things over someone else's business, but I think she's a tailor, or maybe does alterations. I'm not sure, because all I've ever gone to do is like go buy yarn, right? But it's really great. Lots of stuff, lots of variety. I just like buy charity. Both stores have really great variety. I'm just basic. One day I will advance. It's so like it's so nice to just be in around stuff and think about all the things you could buy. So Happy Dash is in Claremont. It's behind Cavendish. Yes. Honestly, I'm bad at directions, but like behind Cavendish, like there's okay. So if you leave Cavendish from like PEP, CNA, Telcom area, and go like down that side, so you're not going to the like F&B place. You're going to the opposite end, and then there's those like that line, those like shops, and it's in a corridor by like past the parking lot. Yes, and then Crafters Corner is in Showgrounds, and how do you get there? What's it called? I'm going to lie. I'm going to tell a strong lie. But the fun thing about Crafters is they have a Facebook page. So, and that's how I found them. Like, so literally just ask, and they'll give you like proper directions with a proper map. It's really not hard to find. So yeah. Yes, that's just me. This is a very long video. And if you're still here, if you made it here, like, many thanks, because I cannot imagine listening to someone else talk about like nothing for however long this has been. But hopefully you found some enjoyment. Also, I probably should stop thinking so much about like whether people actually like it, but like also, I mean, I'm human, so you know, where you're like, yeah, I don't care what people think about me. I'm trying really hard. Like, it's like, as long as I'm having fun, but I also kind of care what people think about me. Like, I mean, I'm trying not to. Like, obviously, the important thing is don't live your life according to what people think of you, right? Like, just vibe with yourself. But obviously, there is that sort of thought where you're kind of like, sorry, I blanked again. But yes, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for being here. We stand. One day I might actually play a game, but that's not happening today. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, or if you liked me, if you liked yarn, if you like pink, just like the video. This has gone on way too long. I don't know how to stop. I'm shy. But yes, thank you very much. Bye bye.